Yes, my dear friends, wherever you are, welcome back to the channel GH247 News. Look, wherever you are on the continent of Africa, especially in Ghana, and hey, if you are an NDC member, please share this video. If you are an NDC member, you belong to the government in power, share this video, let this video go viral, because this is a channel for us where we are going to be defending every government policies. Yes, every jandem, we will counter every jandem from the opposition from this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, I want to ask you guys, can Ofori Attah, is he coming or not? Can Ofori Attah, is he returning home or not? We understand the latest news from the US of A on Ken Ofori Attah, the former finance minister. You see, I am surprised that our friends at the opposite side, the NPP, they are acting like cockroaches or ostriches. They are acting like cockroaches or ostriches. They hide their head inside the hole and their back, their ass is showing. Bunch of criminals who looted the coffers of the government of Ghana, left the power, left the government coffers empty. They are beginning to act as if they have no idea what they left behind. Under this man, Ken Ofori Attah, they messed up Ghana's economy. Thank God yesterday we heard in the news that Ghana's debt stock has reduced. Thanks to the work and the effort of the current finance minister. The question I'm asking right now is, when is Ken Ofori Attah returning to Ghana? When is Ken Ofori? Why is it that the previous government officials, why won't they persuade him to come back home? Why is he afraid to return to his own homeland, Ghana? Is it the same Ken Ofori Attah that said a few years back, is it 3 years ago, 2 years ago, that why would he left his children as orphans when he was being impressed on to resign, to step aside? And he said, why would he leave his children orphan in times of trouble? Meaning that he cannot leave the government when things are tough. Rather, he want to be there to fix it. Now, what your children are asking you, Daddy, come back home and account. Help us to restore the economy. Maybe you hold a key. You hold a key to the coffers. Bring the key back, and you are refusing to come back. You are in the US facing all this sort of shame. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the latest court case. We understand Ken Ofori Attah was denied bail by the US court. Ofori Attah remains in US ICE custody after bail application fails, according to search result. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenneth Nanaya Ofori Attah, country of birth Ghana, status in ICE custody. State VA, current detention facility, Caroline detention facility. Ladies and gentlemen, denied bail, there he is on your screen. The fugitive Ken Ofori Attah's lawyers were unable to secure him a bail. After submitting a new application to the US judge. Why? I'll give you the reason. You see, he is there facing legal battles. One, because of overstay. He overstayed his US visa. Former finance minister Ken Ofori Attah remains in detention in the United States after bail application in his immigration case was unsuccessful. What is the immigration case about? He overstayed his visa. According to sources familiar with the proceedings in the US of A, Ofori Attah is being held at the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Detention Center, Caroline Detention Facility in Virginia. A check on the official US online detainee locator system confirms that he remains in ICE custody. He's currently involved in 2 legal processes. Number 1, U.S. immigration proceedings and an extradition request from Ghana. U.S. authorities are pursuing deportation proceedings on the basis that he allegedly violated immigration laws. How should... This is a big man, for Christ's sake. This guy owned a bank at the time. He was he owned a bank at the time. This guy is a multi-millionaire in a detention center. Why are you doing this to yourself, Ken Ofori? You have your mansions at home. We understand Ken Ofori had about 3 or 4 houses in Ghana. Why do you choose to remain in US? This is like, I prefer to be in US detention center than to come back home to my own country and enjoy my own luxury. What are you scared of if you know your hands are clean? Number 2, separate charge. The government of Ghana is seeking his extradition to face criminal charges filed at a high court in Accra. That is why he's refusing to come back home. At his initial court appearance on 20th January 2026 at the Annandale Court in Virginia, his legal team applied for bail to allow him to attend the proceedings from his residence in Washington, D.C. The presiding judge denied the request and adjourned the substantive deportation hearing to April 27, 2026. The court also directed the U.S. authorities to submit documentation relating to Ghana's reported extradition request. Now, Ofori's lawyers subsequently renewed the bail request, citing medical grounds. According to sources, the court declined the application, stating that the appropriate medical care is available at the detention facility. In Ghana, however, the Office of the Special Prosecutor filed 28 counts against Ken Ofori and 13 counts against his former aide, Ernest Dako Akore. Proceedings in that matter are ongoing. Ladies and gentlemen, why is Ken Ofori refusing to come back home? We will pursue these cases until we must have at least 10 of the previous government officials in jail. Then only we will stop. But as things stands right now, ladies and gentlemen, look at all these guys on your screen. Add your own list to it. I don't have all the names in my head to put, but just look at these guys on your screen. What are they still doing outside? What are these guys doing outside? Cecilia Dapa, what is she doing outside? Why is she not in jail by now? Ahmed Yusuf, former sports minister, why is he still outside enjoying fresh air outside by now? Spending millions of dollars on sports stadium. What is he still doing outside by now? Why is he not in a cuffs right by now? What are they doing outside? Mustafa Yusuf, what is he doing outside? Gifty Owari Mensah, what is she doing outside? Why is she not facing the heat in Isawan prison by now? Edu Buahini, why is he not in jail by now? Honorable Attorney General, a Minister of Justice, what is Chamawuntumi still doing about? What is he doing out there, Chamawuntumi? Ladies and gentlemen, what are they doing out there? We are demanding answers from the oral team. We are demanding answers. We need answers. Where is that man? Mohammed Yusuf Ahmed. Where is he? Former NPA boss. Where is he? What is he doing outside? You see, I brought up these names, ladies and gentlemen, because few days ago, there were lists of properties that were seized by the oral team and the Attorney General. There were a list of properties, but the Attorney General refused to release the names of the owners of those properties. Is it true that some of these properties belong to these names that I've mentioned here? We need answers. Yes, we need answers. Is it true that those properties belongs to these names that I've just mentioned here? Look, until justice is served, Ghanaians will not rest. And 2028 is not too far away. Many have voted for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC because they believe that the previous government they've looted the coffers of the nation. They've robbed Ghanaians. And it's one of the reasons why this new government is voted into power massively. We cannot afford to fail Ghanaians. Your Excellency, Mr. President, we cannot afford to fail the ordinary Ghanaian on the street. No amount of road construction, no amount of projects in which, whether in Kumasi, in Ho, in Cape Coast, in Tardi, in Bogatanga, in Sunyani, in Ofori, name it, no amount of construction project that will take place that will satisfy Ghanaians than seeing these men that I've mentioned their names here in jail. As a matter of fact, the government will be judged based on how many people they successfully imprison, because the evidence are very clear. Your Excellency, Mr. President, if the Attorney General is not up to the task, take him out. The earlier the better. The earlier the better. Fast track High Court, we have not forgotten it. We've not forgotten it. You can, CJ, you can set up a special court and we can tag it oral fast High Court. Yes, let there be a special court that we can name Fast Track Oral Court or Oral Fast Track Court, Oral Fast Track High Court. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just end it here and congratulate the government for this one thing they've done. At least they successfully changed the name of the airport from Kotoka International Airport. Now we have Accra International Airport. Beautiful. Accra International Airport. The nation's capital, the first and foremost, the best airport in West Africa. Kotoka International Airport. The name is now known as Accra International Airport. Kudos to the government for this bold step in the right direction. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you are here with us, I want you to share this video. First and foremost, subscribe to the channel. Help us to grow. I'll see you guys on the next one when you see me. Shalom and peace.